Hello everybody, Joe here, and welcome to, well, that was a quick start, wasn't it? Anyway, welcome to this evening's live stream. Tonight we will be doing a 100% sprint and race from Bahrain, but first, I thought we'd have a little fun, and we're going to do a quick elimination mode race. So this one's from Mexico. There's already cars off the circuit, and I'm being hit left, right and centre. Isn't it fun? But yeah, we're just having a little go on this quickly before we get to Bahrain. So what of the Equal Car Championship so far? Well, it's been a mixed season. We've had some strong results, but we've also had some not so strong results. And it's nice to know that the internet quality of this lobby is not so strong. Oh my god, get this AI out my way. Oh my god, you're so slow, man. Oh, illegal overtake. I've got to let him back through. Not that he wanted to go past mine. But yeah, we've had some good results and some not so good results. We did have one DNF, unfortunately, but I'm hoping that'll be the last one. And last time out was pretty strong as well. In, where were we last time? I can't remember. Singapore, where we managed to get on the podium, which is roundabouts where we want to be. We want to be fighting in the top three. We had a strongish result as well. Well, we had a win in Imola, and we had a podium, at Spa. Brazil, we finished in P6, and Jeddah, we have a DNF. So it's a mixed season so far. We've had a 6th, a 3rd, a 1st, a 2nd in all the races we scored points in. Bahrain, I'm fairly confident. I've always gone well around there in league races that I've done, so I feel like we should do relatively decent there. At the moment, like I said, we're just doing an elimination mode. Everything itself kicks off at 8:30. But I wanted to give you guys this quick little race first to whet your appetites. It looks like me and this guy are about to have a battle for 3rd. He's not. Well, I don't think he knows what a braking spot is, to be honest. Like, how slow does he want to go round the corner? Like, how slow do you want to go, bro? I have a feeling he's going to swipe. Yeah, he's already swiping. Oh, I knew he was going to do that. How I knew he was going to do that. People like him don't know how to race fair. Can he be more obvious? Anyway, we're back in P7 now. So I'm looking forward to Bahrain. Like I said, it's a circuit we've gone well in league races. I've had podiums there. And I remember I did my debut race for PSGL way back in the day. I was in one of the top 4 categories, sorry. And out of 10 drivers, I managed to finish 5th. Which I was very happy with, considering I was quite high up on their list, so. And in every F1 game I've played, when I've played with friends, I've always gone quite strongly there too. Apart from in 2019 and 2020. Oh, that was fun. Getting punted by the AI. I wonder if the guy in 3rd is being any cleaner. I don't think he is. Well, these two certainly aren't. They're bumping wheels everywhere. Guys. Wow. This guy is dirty, man. This guy is dirty. I'm going to have to literally barge him off, I think. Because anyone that tries to get by gets a little pumped. It's going to have to be just an absolute send, I think. Because he's made it clear he's going to swipe. So I'm just going to stay back. And I'm going to bide my time. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, knew you were going to do that. So you know what? Here comes a full send. Oh, weren't ready for that, were you? Oh, that's shocking, that is. Oh, and I got away with it. Ha 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 ha. I don't normally race like that, but this guy, that's all I'm saying. Oh my God, does anyone know a racing line here? But mate, that's not the track. Well, this is quite entertaining, to say the least. I would like to get ahead of it, though. Oh, do they all swipe? Oh dear, that didn't work for you, did it? Oh crap, now this guy's back ahead. Oh, I've had enough of this swiping nonsense. They all think they're on bloody Tinder. Oh, here we go, here we go. These two are just gonna pick a side. Wait, so he doesn't swipe him, but he swipes me. I'm gonna go for them both here. Double overtaking coming. Oh, thought that was coming. Thought that was coming. But you know what? Elimination mode, I am out. P6, not too shabby. Let's quit to main menu. Let's get on with the reason we're all here then. It's 8:30. So we got a sprint race and a feature race to do round Bahrain. I'm also racing on a different screen, so if I do appear to be driving badly, that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Here we go then.
Speed in today's sprint, not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We'll be racing. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Russell, Tsunoda, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Magnussen, Gasly, Hulkenberg, the owner driver, Sargent, Kobayashi, Joe, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid.
So we got P17 for the two races here. Not sure what I think of that, but these tyres are not looking particularly good. Now I'm just thinking here, because these medium tyres, they look like they're going to go bang by lap 19. So do we try something we don't usually do in a sprint race and have a pit stop? Like, will that affect us? Oh, I don't know. It's quite exciting, really. Shall we give it a go? I think so. Right, we're gonna do something we don't usually do in a sprint race, and that's have a pit stop. So we're gonna start on soft tyres and pit during this sprint. This is gonna be mad. but I just don't trust the tyre wear. Right, we're underway here in Bahrain, and look at the launch we've had. Oh, that is a beautiful launch, that. Right, we need to be careful into turn one because they're all going to brake quite early. I'm just going to try and dance around the outside. Oh my goodness me, I can't believe that worked. I cannot believe that worked. That was an incredible move around the outside there. Definitely an opportunist as we now go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. I was hesitating there, but we got the move done. That wasn't even Ricciardo, that was Yuki Tsunoda. Use your eyes, Joe. But we're up into P9 already, but don't forget, we do have a pit stop to make in this sprint. So I want to get clear of these guys, or as clear as possible. And any safety cars we get in this sprint will help me out handsomely here as we now get alongside Daniel Ricciardo for P7. I'm not waiting around in this sprint. I have to go for it to make this strategy work. This is like nothing we've ever seen. It's dark for now, but is it going to get lighter? Because from what I saw on the weather forecast, it was dark, 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 and then sunny. So are we doing an unusual night to day transition here? That'll be interesting. Anyway, we're up 10 places already, up into P7, right behind Charles Leclerc. So that's the first lap that we've needed to have, but I need to keep this progress going, and we need to stay out to make this work. I think roughly lap 8, lap 9, and I'm taking more risks than I usually would because I have to get on with it down the inside of Charles Leclerc. I know this might look good on paper, but wait, we're doing something that's not usually done in a sprint, and that's pitting. So if we can get to lap 9, I think, lap 9, and then pit, because obviously we'll have less fuel in the car towards the second half of the sprint, and we won't be using the tyres as much. This does mean more action for you guys, though, if we make it work. And already I'm up to Max Verstappen. And, well, we're just going to send it down the inside there. That's a beautiful move. Like I said, I cannot afford to be waiting around if we are doing a one stop in the sprint. Most of these will be doing a 0 stop. So, hello Tash, thank you for joining. And now we try and catch up to the rest of the pack. The rest of the leaders even, should I say. We're up to 5th. This is quite a misleading P5, I need to reiterate, because of the pit stop. Right, Norris looks like he's going to have a go at Oscar Piastri. Look at that, we're 1.3 seconds up on the fastest lap, and we're racing other cars. This just shows right now that we do have the pace advantage on these tyres. So we've got to make the most of it as we now get past Lando Norris. That was a difficult overtake. Look at the front three. They're all going for it. Perez, Piastri and Sainz all going for it. But I don't want to wait around here. I just want to get these moves done. Don't have time to be waiting. Oh no, it's not going to work there. You can see how much of an advantage the soft tyres are giving me at the moment. Perez currently leading the sprint. Oh, that was lucky. That was so lucky that worked. I really thought then we were going straight into the side of Sainz and straight to the end of our race, but we managed to just get through the corner, luckily without damaging Sainz and without damaging ourselves in the process. Man, that was a risky one. That was only meant to be an overtake on Piastri, but I got the turn in so bad, and I actually think maybe we have done a little something to Carlos's front wing. We got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. Right, if we're going to make this work, we have to get past Sergio Perez now. Cannot afford to do anything else. Here we go then. Down the inside of Checo. Perez forcing me a bit here, and there is a little bit of wheel banging, but we have got past the Red Bull. and we do maintain DRS for the straight. So, position gained, and now we're in the lead, and now we need to see what kind of gap we can build. Piastri's got ahead of Sainz. I do think maybe I have hit his front wing. I do apologise, Carlos. But we've now got to get on with it. We have got to get on with it. We need about a 20-second gap, which we're not going to get, but I want to get as far forwards as I can, because when we go on to these new tyres, they're going to feel amazing, and we're going to have speed, we're going to have grip, and I think Sainz is carrying a little bit of damage from that impact. I didn't think it was that hard, though. Unless Sainz has got some other problem. But look at that, purple middle sector. We're flying now. And we just have such a pace advantage on the softs at the moment. But then they're going to wear fast. And actually, these aren't wearing as fast as I thought. But I don't want to take any risks. We've got a 132.1 here. And I know that when they do go, they will go hard. But the soft tyres, when they go off, well, yeah, they go off badly. So, Sainz and Norris now fighting for position. I do wonder in this stint where we can get ourselves up to. And it's going to be in the next 2 or 3 laps where the drop-off of the soft tyres is going to hit. So right now, we're okay, because they're not too bad, but as the laps go on, they're going to get worse. And it's about 12% over 4 laps. I mean, theoretically, these could go to the end, but by the time we get to the end, they will feel absolutely horrible. Which is why we're going for something unconventional here. And we're pulled 5 seconds clear of Sainz, so he's clearly got some kind of issue going on. And we're still pulling clear of Perez, so at the moment the advantage is still with us. What's the tyres on? Bloody hell, 16%. So that'd be 70% at the end, which would be pretty close to puncture territory. I mean, the drop off of these tyres just isn't worth it, so we are going to pit. And we're going to take on another set to get to the end of the sprint. Verstappen up to 5th. He's 6 seconds behind already. So I do feel confident in our pace that we can do something pretty special here. I just hope that we can get far enough in front of the field that we don't have too many cars to navigate. Which is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Lap 6 of 19. In this most unusual sprint, Kobayashi is creating a bit of a gap there. So I just wonder, is Kobayashi the car I'm going to slot back in with? And we're still building the gap, so we're going along nicely here. But the thing is, when these tyres go off, and they will, how bad is the fall off?
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
So again, he wants us to stop on 9, which would be ideal. But while we have a pace advantage, I want to keep going. 2.8 clear of Perez now, so this is, at the moment, this is just domination, but obviously we have a pit stop to make. But I'm curious, how bad would the tyres drop off towards the end, and could we just from a theoretical standpoint, make it work. I mean, it would mean that every attack we did was overkill, but the problem is it's still quite a long way to go, and it's a big ask of these tyres. We're still half a second by now already quicker than Perez. So we're going along very nicely here. .32.5, that's not a bad lap. Mechanics will be warning us in at the end of this one, next one even. But I haven't quite... I mean, we're pulling clear, but it's Verstappen that is my concern, because Verstappen is now starting to pull back on Norris, who's pulling back on Piastri, and these guys could be quite quick, so Perez just doesn't seem to have the overall pace anyway, so I'm not concerned with him, but I've noticed I've stopped pulling clear of Verstappen, Piastri and co now, so they're going to be... Well, I am pulling clear now because I think Piastri's holding it up a bit. Yeah, the rate I'm pulling away from Verstappen has dropped quite substantially, and I think now he's being pulled along by Perez and Piastri, not Perez and Piastri, sorry, Piastri and Norris. That's not helping me. And of course down this straight, if you got no tyres left, you're a sitting duck.
Push now.
And also the pit lane here is quite long. What's the pit rejoin? 21st, so I'd still be right at the back. I'm going to say hold out till lap 11 then, and just see if we get a safety car, see what the tyres are at then. Because I just wonder, is it worth, instead of making a pit stop, because the wear, though it's high, it's not that high, and they're lasting quite nicely, so is it worth trying at least to get to the end? I mean, they don't even feel that shabby now. I'm still pulling clear of Perez. Piastri's holding it all up at the moment, so I'm not really concerned. And the pace still feels good, but there's quite a way to go. When these tyres go, they go. I just wonder, if we do get a safety car, then obviously I will instantly box, but right now I see no need to. We're pulling the gap we need. I feel like it's going to take something quite monumental for the others to catch. So right now I think Norris and Piastri are battling for third. That's going to hold them up a bit. I think right now we're doing the right thing. I think we could theoretically stay out and make this work. If so, it'd be the first sprint win of this Equal Car Championship. And I tell you what, that'd do our season nicely. Amazing that we started in 17th and led from lap 6. Oh, look, Verstappen's dropped back to 9 seconds now. Like, I don't think I'd have the pace now to catch back up to Perez. And I'm quite fancying going after this win, so... Although it's going to be hard... Nah, I've changed my mind. I ain't pitting. Let's see what happens here. Unless we get a safety car, I see no reason to pit. But like I said, the tyre wear just isn't what I thought it would be. And we're still pulling clear of Perez. Sky's getting brighter as well. So we have got a very unusual night to day transformation occurring here at Bahrain.
Green flag.
Oh, we got a yellow flag behind. Who's that? I think that's Lando. That's Lando. He's toppling down the field. What's happened to Lando? I think Norris might just be out here. No, it's Perez. What? That's Sergio Perez. Let's weave that off. Right. Now, are we going to see a safety car here? Norris has fallen down to 4th. Piastri 2nd. Verstappen 3rd. But again, I'm now 9 seconds clear, so I don't feel under threat. My rejoin is 18th. I don't see any reason to, I mean, at this stage now, we've got 8 laps to go. I see no reason to pit. The wear is at 37%. We're going to make it. We're going to be fine. They might feel like shit at the end, but we've got enough of a gap, I feel, that nothing really will happen. So let's stick with it. Verstappen and Piastri are about to battle. I'm sure Verstappen will now get 2nd. Which is fine. But then it's a case of what is his pace once he's done that. So now Verstappen's in 2nd. Close eye on his pace. 9.6 then. As I'm starting now to go wide at turn 4. I was having this issue in practice as well. Whoa! Slight mistake there. We'll get away with it. I think Max will gain a couple attempts out of that. Which he does. Tell you what, this is going to be a close finish if Verstappen's pace carries on as it is. Max is flying. He's been flying ever since the beginning of this championship, but now he's really pulling clear of Piastri. And the lap times between us at the moment, bit of a stalemate, it would seem. Like 9.3. We did lose a couple of attempts after that mistake, don't forget. So I'd say pace-wise is round about a stalemate. Pretty equal. But the car is starting to not bite so much at turn 4. Now I was about to say, in practice for this, because I have practice switched on for one session, I was struggling with getting the car to bite in turn 4. So far we haven't really had that many major problems, but as these tyres are starting to reach the end of their life, this is also giving me confidence with a strategy idea I have for the Grand Prix. I don't know if it'll work, but I have the idea. And actually we've pulled clear of Verstappen again, so I think we're fine. I'm not pitting. No point. We've got the gap, we've got the pace still at the moment. The tyres feel fine. I really thought they were going to start wearing and giving us some grief by now, but that's just not happened. And if anything, we're still up on Verstappen's pace. Now obviously a safety car would change that. but I don't think we're going to get that. 13 laps completed, 6 to go. This has been a crushing performance. Taking these tyres just worked to our advantage. And we've just left everyone for chips. I'm actually amazed at the longevity of the soft tyre here. I really thought we'd have more struggles than this. We're now 10.6 clear, which is insane when you think about it. This has just been an absolutely crushing victory so far. I mean, obviously we've still got 5 laps to go and anything can change then, especially if we get a safety car or a red flag. But it just looks good, doesn't it? Five to go in the sprint, and don't forget we have the full Grand Prix after this, the Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm sorry that I couldn't give you a more entertaining sprint. But obviously I need points in this championship, as we're not really doing particularly peachy. But this could be where the comeback is on. Singapore was good to us with P2. But it looks like we're going to start the weekend with a sprint win. Verstappen, okay, not pulling away from him as much there now. So Max beginning to not fall back quite as much. Four laps to go then, and we're still pulling clear of Verstappen. Piastri's not made any sort of comeback to him, but he's staying within the DRS of Max Verstappen, so I do wonder, is Oscar going to go for it? And it's been mighty, this performance, but the sad thing is we're only going to pull 1 point on Verstappen on this. My teammate is half a minute behind, which is crazy. But that just shows how good the pace is around here. And also it's my confidence around this track. I love this place. Could we see a second win of this championship? And if we can get it, then we can, if we can get a win here, we might just be able to set sights on Verstappen towards the second third of this championship. In the first third we haven't really had that, but if we could end the first third of this championship on a high, then that's what we're going to do. I'm trying to remember which race it was I won again. I know it was round 4. Imola, that's the one. Bahrain would make a great second win. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. We're still in the sprint race. We're not actually in the Grand Prix. That's coming straight after. and we've still got 3 laps to go here. These tyres are going to be fine. The tyres are okay. Right, there's nothing at all.
Noticing a bit of grip loss in the tyres around now, so just be careful.
I mean, yeah, the tyres don't feel quite as great as they did, but they don't feel bad, and I'm quite happy to just cruise it to the end now. Well, I'm sorry this hasn't been an exciting sprint race, but we've gone for something different. Realised that actually this has worked for us better than we thought. Not needed to make the pit stop that I feared we'd need to make. And actually, it's... well, we picked up a lucky card, and the card we've drawn is the Ace of Spades. Still 2 laps to go here, though. And anything can happen. It looks like Verstappen's going to get P2. Piastri and Norris could potentially fight. Although I think Piastri's getting a little bit closer to Max now, so I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, there is a fight there still to happen. We've already lost 1 Red Bull. We can only hope we lose the second. At this pace, in the sprint race alone, 8 tenths. In practice, we were 8 tenths faster, which surprised me, but we didn't set our lap till the end. But our pace genuinely looks crushing here, so... not sure what the race strategy is going to be yet, but with the tyre wear being lower than expected, that does give me 1 or 2 ideas. And Verstappen now is beginning to close the gap down. Well, he was, but then it went up by another couple of tenths. Thing is, I know the medium runners are going to be struggling with tyres as well. And it's almost daylight here at Bahrain now. We started at dusk, or twilight, I don't know which one they call it when it's about to get light for the day. Beginning the final lap then in the sprint race here at Bahrain, and we have just, well, we've absolutely dominated it, haven't we? There's no other way about it. Yeah, we started 17th, but in the first corner alone we made up 7 places, got up to like 8th by the end of the first lap, and since then we've just been untouchable. I used the early tyre advantage very well at the beginning. That got me to the lead, and we've just been pulling away ever since, and I'm not even pushing. This is the crazy thing. I'm not even pushing, because I'm feeling the rear starting to slide a little more here, so the rear is starting to bite me a bit, but the wear of the tyres is nothing like it suggested it would be on the graphics, and the pace we've had, it's crushing, and I'm looking forward to doing this race. 57 laps. This is gonna be good. We had sprint points in Imola, and we've been struggling to get points in the sprints, but they all count, and we're starting Bahrain with a full house of sprint points here, because round the final corner we go, and after a dominating performance, we win the Bahrain sprint race.
Yes, guys, yes.
Let's go.
Guys. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And that is why sometimes you just have to take a risk. We decided to risk the soft tyres because I thought the mediums would wear too much, so we would have had to pit if the softs wore faster, but guess what? After taking the gamble, the softs just didn't wear. And as a result, look at that win. Just look at that. Top of the point. Top of the point. Top of the points. Top of the board there. Verstappen got second. Piastri third. Norris fourth. Charles Leclerc fifth. And then Hamilton, Ricciardo and Sainz wrapped up the top eight. So this is how the standings are affected. Max Verstappen leads Lando Norris by 5. And instead of being 40 behind, we are now 39. We did catch up a significant amount of points on Verstappen at Singapore with the good result. So, yeah, we haven't really been in the fight, but we're definitely putting ourselves forward for it now. Alright then guys, if you're ready, it's time for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
It's race day once again. We're moments away from lights out and the all-important sprint towards turn 1. Welcome to another Formula One Grand Prix. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Russell, Tsunoda, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Magnussen, Gasly, Hulkenberg, the owner driver, Sargent, Kobayashi, Joe, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
I have got to fire Kobayashi. He is just not doing it right. What is the... See, the tyre wear isn't that bad, so I'm actually thinking... Yeah, let's delete that stint. I think we can pull this off, you know. I want to try a one-stopper. Bit unconventional, but although it says it's going to be slower than a free stop. You know what? Let's go with a free stop. I'm going to go with a free stop here. We're going to be bold. We're going to attack this race. I want some action here. We're going to have some action. We're going to free stop. Here we go. The Bahrain Grand Prix. 57 laps. What lays ahead? Go! And it's once again a good start by us. And again, a nice little run on the left. And if everybody just stays right, we might be able to just cheekily work our magic around the outside. No, that's not worked this time. That has not worked this time. Although Tsunoda and Russell are going head-to-head, we got Fernando Alonso alongside us. Okay, so our turn 1 thing didn't work this time. So we're going to try and go to the outside of 4, which again hasn't worked. I suppose that has worked because we're now alongside Tsunoda. And we're pulling ahead of Tsunoda. Although that we didn't seem too sure of ourselves there, but P10. So we have moved up nicely and we're into the points-paying positions in this opening lap. Verstappen, he's had a miserable start. He's down to 7th. Right, whoa! Try not to hit Russell. I mean, that's not the line there, but sure.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
So we're up to 10th, which is good. We need to keep moving forward. And Norris has had a shocker as well. Verstappen and Norris, the 2 championship protagonists, having an absolutely shocking start here because they're down in P7 and P8. Meanwhile, I'm about to attack George Russell. The front two looks like they've disappeared. I think that's Perez and Piastri. So Sainz having another shocking start. Perez leads, sets the fastest lap. 1 down, 56 to go. And we're now getting ready to attack George Russell for P9. We're going to have a look to the outside. And he's trying to go for Norris. We're going to stay around the outside of Russell. And we have got the line. We've got the place. And again, like with the sprint, we need to get on with this because we are free stopping here. Albeit I bet the hard tyres are going to be slow as around here. So I feel like, I don't know, we just got to take this as it comes right now. And just keep doing our own race. Because I'm free stopping. So the plan is just do my own race. And see what comes of it. We've got a long way to go here. Oh, they brake so early there, and that's where I'm able to gain so much time in that double left. They just don't seem to be very confident on the brakes round there. And look at Ricciardo trying to pull clear of Max Verstappen. Verstappen down in P7, which is not something you usually see. And you don't usually see him behind Daniel Ricciardo in the V-carb. So that's a bit wide there. Unfortunately, we have got ourselves stuck in a bit of a train here. So, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Piastri sets the 33.9, as does Hamilton. We're in the 34.0s. But I think as well, the fact that we're in this traffic doesn't help things. We're going to have a little look at Lando Norris. It's a bit late, but we catch him napping. And Lando, P2 in the championship at the moment, down to 9th. Not having a good start in Bahrain. Verstappen is 7th, and he is my next target. And he's at the moment got all focus on Daniel Ricciardo in the V-carb. There's a big gap between 2nd and 3rd. And you start getting closer to Verstappen again. Just look how much they back up round there. And they don't even take the corner very well. You know what? I'm fancying a little go at Verstappen here. I'm fancying it. I'm really fancying it. Down the inside, braking late. And just sending it on the world champion and the standings leader. The top 3 in the championship, currently 7th, 8th and 9th, but I'm in P7, so I'm the one that's gaining points on them at the moment. Next up is Daniel Ricciardo. And normally I'm not so bold with overtakes, but again, I'm trying a different strategy. So anything really goes round here. And I tell you what, the wear in the race is a bit faster than the wear in the sprint, so that's concerning me. But we've just set the fastest lap of the race. Charles Leclerc had it, and Verstappen's coming back at me down the inside here. That's not something that was in the script. Verstappen having to stay back. My pit lap is lap 15 of 19. Look at these cars, they're all in a line. There was a gap between 3rd and 2nd, but that gap has gone. Has Perez made a mistake, I wonder? Because Perez has dropped to 3rd, and I'm setting myself up on Daniel Ricciardo here. He's got a better exit. Oh, look, he's defending. We can go to the outside. This is going to be it on Daniel Ricciardo. And he's just not able to do anything there. So up into P6, ahead of Ricciardo. That's where we want to be. The reason I'm doing a free stopper in this race is because I know how powerful being on the fast tyre is, and I feel like being on the free stop is the right call. This track is a killer of tyres. Look at the battle going on ahead. Ricciardo's coming back at me, but he's not going to be able to do anything, especially with how late I brake. We now clip the curb. On lap 5, what's the wear? It's higher than it was in the sprint, but I think that's because we're carrying a lot more fuel. And naturally that would increase the wear. Look how much we're catching the guys in front. So Perez has moved back up to second, so Sergio very much on a mission in this race. As I wonder, can we do signs here? No, we cannot. I'm a little bit guilty, don't forget, of the damage we did to him in the sprint. If that wasn't the damage that he took from us. Had a purple middle sector though, but now we're right in the train of cars here now. It's going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds, genuinely. End of lap 5, 52 to go.
Good pace, catching the car.
And I'm not really making any inroads on signs as we're stuck in the DRS train now. That's okay. Oh God, maybe less okay. I was forced into going wide there, and Verstappen and Ricciardo are now having their own battle. I think Verstappen went for it and it wasn't entirely successful at first, but now Verstappen is clear of Ricciardo and up into P7. So Verstappen's going to be on the move here. Now close on Carlos Sainz. I was tempted to go for it. I really was. Sainz getting a bit wobbly there. And now surely we've got the line. We've got it. Down the inside of Carlos. Can we do it? Oh, he's trying to stick us out. I'm going to give him the room. And Sainz, well, he just backed out of that one really, didn't he? Up into 5th. Nice move there. And now we can start setting about the front 4. Although Carlos coming back at me here, and I don't have much overtake to protect myself with. Sainz going for it. He's not really positioned himself well there, though, has he? Although I've not really got the exit out of the final corner I would like, and I've not got as much overtake as I would like. And this looks like it's going to be a battle for 5th. Number 55 going after P5 again. And Carlos takes it right there and then. But I've got the better run out the corner, and now I can attack him. But I don't think it's going to be enough, although he's kept DRS there, which is hella annoying because I was hoping to use that to get back past him. But Sainz retaking 5th from us and making things that bit more difficult moving forward in this Grand Prix. But, well, I'm not waiting around here. Oh no, don't go for it. I would have regretted that instantly. So it's a battle with 55. Oh, that was a bit cheeky, and Sainz actually locked up there. And Verstappen keeping himself in the hunt, isn't he? He's just there. He's annoying me in my rear wing, just like, hey, I'm not going to leave you alone. Just so you know, you make one mistake, I'm coming through. So now having a look at Carlos Sainz. Don't do it here. Because he will just come back on you. Wait till the straight, and I've actually not saved myself that much overtake. Well, the front 2 are having a battle by the looks of it. I think we can see Piastri in the distance.
By 10.2 seconds.
And we are going to be a bit stuck here. Just going to go for the lunge. Just going to go for the late lunge. No, Sainz has that covered. We have bang wheels. Right, but Sainz is out of position there. He was a little bit out of position, and I wonder, is that going to allow us to attack him? Look how defensive he's going. He's not having any of this, is Carlos Sainz. I'm going to try and dance around the outside. No way through there. And Sainz holding position. Meanwhile, it tightens up at the front, but I'm looking for a way past the Ferrari number 2, and we're going to take down the inside there. And I don't think that's quite worked, because Sainz is coming back on us. Side by side to the double left now. I've got the inside. Sainz, well, he's got it, hasn't he? If I'd have kept going there would have been an incident. So I had to let him go. But this fight is real for 5th now. And I'm starting to question strategy. What do I do? What's the wear? 30%, so we're fine for now. I'm actually going to change things up here. I was initially going to go for the free stop, but I think we can manage on whatever these guys are doing, but I'm going to add a twist to it. I'm going to go soft, medium. I think we can pull that off. As we now get ready to attack Carlos Sainz, who does not have DRS here. We do. Sainz is down the inside. Has he got it? Oh, we got a bit deep. We've got a bit deep, and Sainz holding on there frustratingly. Oh. And look at Verstappen getting ready at the first opportunity to take the position. I'm faster than Carlos, and I know it. But it takes one wrong move and our race is done. So just gotta not race with frustration. Here we go. Closer here, but I'm gonna preserve the overtake for now and just follow him. Front 5 are there anyway. So if this is the strategy I'm going to go for, soft, medium, I need to try and run longer than the pack. I wish there was an option you could change your strategy on the MFD, but you can't. Right, here we go. This is getting ready now to attack Carlos Sainz. Hey Eric, what's up? Thank you for joining. I'm not close enough just yet. The front 5 nose to tail. Russell's taking the lead. I'm trying to go around the outside. Oh, that's going to result in a spin if I keep pushing that particular one. And that's really opened me up to attack from Verstappen. But I'm going to hold on for now. Look at how the front few are running here. And Verstappen staying with it. And that is exceeding track limits. Oh, really felt like maybe a move down the inside here could be on. You know what? I'm going to try it. That's not going to work. No, that has not worked. But it's... Oh, Verstappen's got a bollard on his car. But that's not helped our position. Sainz still in P5. It was worth a go. Oh, he's been really difficult to overtake his Carlos. The smooth operator doing quite a smooth operation there. That's not the line, and that's, I need to save this overtake, but Verstappen is coming at me here. I'm going to try and just shake him off. Whoa, he's gone for it. Well, that was a late set, Max. Bloody hell. I wasn't prepared for that. He's dropped back now. I really wasn't prepared for Verstappen to go for a scent that late. I was really not prepared for that. Look at the battle at the front. 3 cars, I think, are now involved. Oh, that's getting tight round there. Surely There's contact. Surely someone's taken damage from that. As we now... Oh, we got an opportunity on Carlos Sainz, who was really caught out there. And we were just able to make the move, as now I have to try and avoid Charles Leclerc. Don't try and go around the outside there. Actually, Leclerc's setting me up. And Russell's going for it. Leclerc's going defensive there. I've had to take avoiding action because of Leclerc. Oh, we've off the road twice there. And now we're getting ready. I don't feel like, because of the line I took, I don't feel justified in attacking Leclerc there. But that was a shuffle that all took place, wasn't it? Someone has to have come away from that with damage, surely. As I nearly go into Piastri and Leclerc and Sainz having a look again, and Verstappen bringing himself into this. And what of Lando Norris, who's just going to be waiting in the wings? Is Sainz going to send? No, but Piastri suddenly looks very slow, so I feel like Oscar maybe has damaged his car a little bit.
Your teammate behind, 0.8 seconds.
As Leclerc now goes for Piastri. The brothers attacking each other. And I've really put my car in a bad place here. And now they're having their own battle. Oh, what do we do here? What do we do? Do I just go for it down the inside? No, that won't work. Piastri's blowing up. Piastri is blown up. He is out of the race.
Brilliant. Nice move. Keep going.
And Oscar is done in the Bahrain Grand Prix. That is such a shame. He was having so much fun with us there. But that moves us up a position. Oscar Piastri will be out. And he's holding quite a few cars up there. Piastri then, game over for him on lap 12 out of 57. That's gut-wrenching for him. But that's good news for us. As now we have a look at Charles Leclerc. Leclerc keeps us covered. That was an exciting few laps, wasn't it? But now George Russell leads the way as we now look at Charles Leclerc and getting ourselves on the podium if we don't take the horribly wide line there, which we have taken. And now who's that going down my inside? It's Carlos Sainz! Oh my god, right, okay, well, I wouldn't feel right in keeping the position because I did obtain it going off the circuit. So I did, I retained it going off the circuit, so I'm going to let Sainz back through. We're not going to let Verstappen through, although Verstappen's trying to find a way through here. Not on your life, Max. Oh, this race has just come alive, hasn't it? We're on lap 13, and there's so much going on. Lots of great action here. And we're about to head towards our first pit stop. Look at Sainz having a bit of a slide there. I'm so glad I haven't hit him yet. I feel like we've been very close to hitting someone all race. So far we haven't. I'm having to really back out there. I'm saving overtake because I'm going to go for it on the straight. And I genuinely think we can take both Ferraris there. So, although we have lost a position to Sainz, I'm remaining confident that we can retake a position. Is it just me or is the sky getting lighter again? I don't know if that's just me, but it looks like it's getting a bit brighter out here. Lap 13 of 57 comes to an end. And now we've got DRS, we've got to overtake. And guess what? The Ferraris are going to do battle. And I'm going to battle the Ferraris. Leclerc goes to the outside both Ferraris. I'm going to try and dive down the inside. Oh, I'm not going to make the corner. We do not make the corner. I've got to let both Ferraris go. And unfortunately, we're letting Max Verstappen go as well. Oh, that was pitiful driving. And now Lando Norris is coming at us. Lando Norris, oh, that was a 0 to 0 moment if ever there was one. But we're going to fight back and retake the place on Norris. Little bit of a bump from Lando there. Oh, that was frustrating. I really thought I could make that one, but we just didn't make the corner. And as a result, we lose further places. Max Verstappen now higher than he's been all race. And George Russell is now back under pressure from Sergio Perez. Oh, I tell you what, guys, if you're watching, let's see your predictions for who wins this one, because this could be anyone's. Verstappen looks like he's shaking up a move on Leclerc, and Sainz has actually moved into third. Leclerc looks like he's struggling at this stage, so Leclerc not looking too fast, and Verstappen looking like he's ready. I'm going to ignore that because I'm going to run a bit longer on these tyres. I am going to send it on Verstappen though. I'm not waiting behind the Red Bull, and we do retake the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, although he's all over me here. He's all over me, and is he going to go for it? No, he just doesn't elect to, so Verstappen will stay back in 6th for now.
Perez has just made a move for first place.
Well, no, he hasn't, because I'm looking at the map and I still see a Mercedes ahead, so Perez is not your leader at the moment. I'm actually wondering, do I stick to my free stop strategy here and just roll the dice? What's my rejoin? 21st. What are the tyres on? 53%. Oh, so Leclerc's gone! Leclerc's engine goes now, and suddenly that's 2 cars out the race already, and both of which are cars that I've been following. And Charles Leclerc, well, that makes my mind up for me. I'm pitting, anticipating a safety car. And in fact, yes, we have got a virtual safety car. That makes my decision for me. I'm pitting. I am grabbing a cheap pit stop here.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta.
So that has made my decision for me. I am pitting and I'm grabbing a cheap pit stop.
Watch your pace.
And hopefully we can come out clear. Well, I was hoping we'd come out clear of Hulkenberg, but that's not worked out. But it is going to work out in the long run here, as we are just behind Zhou. But that works out for us in the long run, so I am going to stick to a free stopper now. That has made my decision for me. I'm sticking to the free stop, and we're just going to go ham in this race now. It does mean that for a few laps, it does mean that we are now completely out of sync. But it's going to be interesting to see where it all shakes out. Virtual safety car ending then. I'm going to be careful here because I don't want to get a penalty. But we're back under racing. Green flag action, and we're away once again in Bahrain. So that cheap pit stop has helped me out quite a bit. Bloody hell, says Tash. I know. Oh, it's all the drama, Mick. I love it. If you know, you know. Brownie points for references there. We've lost 2 cars. Piastri and Leclerc are both out of this Bahrain Grand Prix. We've lost 2 cars and we're only 16 laps in. Long way to go yet, but this has really done our strategy a nice shot in the arm. Because we can now do our free stop and really just go for it. Right, here we go. Zhou Guan Yu. Not even going to be a contest here, I don't think. Zhou goes to cover, but there's just nothing to cover as we move up into P17. We've got a nice bit of clear track now. and the tyres feel bloody incredible. I love the feel of fresh rubber, and these just feel, they're positively orgasmic.
Okay, gap ahead, 2.3 seconds.
Right, the grip I have, and you can see how much I'm catching the others as well. It's insane, the traction difference I have. It's definitely going to be a race of multiple parts, this one. I mean, I don't even have DRS, but the crazy thing is I wasn't in the DRS zone at the detection point, but I am now. And just look at this, I've caught up to bit of traffic, but once I get clear of Hulkenberg, I'm fine. But I wonder which of these is pitting. I really wanted to go for Ocon there, but I just didn't see the point in risking the car. But just look at the traction advantage that I've got. It's insane. I can just take that bit more speed going into the corners, and Ocon.
Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage.
Cheers for that, Esteban.
At the moment. Just be careful.
Underbody has taken a slight knock. We've done a 32.4, which is the fastest lap of the race. And the race leader, who was Sergio Perez, now behind us. Although our tyres are 2 laps older, and we're now getting ready to have a go at Nico Hulkenberg. This should be relatively straightforward. We're going to go down the inside of the German driver, and that is P7. So we're going to stop again. We're going to do quite a short stint here and pit again on lap 30. I tell you what, though, that's given me a massive gap on Perez, which is what we need. And him getting held up by slower cars is not going to be what he needs, because it's not going to work for him in the grand scheme of things. But that cheap pit stop means that I have gained roughly about 8 seconds to the good on the rest of the pack. And that little pocket of time you do gain from pitting under a virtual safety car, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. So I'm 9 seconds away from Ricardo, which we can gain on this stint, I think. So this stint is all about, we should have clear air, we should have the race lead, so which we now do. So this stint is just going to be all about clearing as much as we can and giving ourselves an easier job as we can for the ending stints. We are out of sync, we have 2 more stops. They have 1. And also the tyres are slightly newer. Verstappen not even, well, I was going to say he's not even in the top 5. He's just popped into 5th as I was saying it. No, he hasn't, because Russell's fighting him. Russell's lost out quite a lot in that. And in fact, I'm thinking it was never even Russell that was leading the race. It can't have been, so it must have been Lewis Hamilton. So I do apologise. Russell, in fact, was in the fight with Tsunoda earlier. I remember now, it was Lewis Hamilton fighting at the front. I'm an idiot. Right, let's get back into this race. The current order is myself, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, and Russell, who is fighting now for 5th with Max Verstappen. So George Russell has had a good stint, and he's had a nice little undercut there, and it's moved him into the top 5. Max Verstappen is going to have to try again. At the moment, we're leading the Bahrain Grand Prix. Our tyres, don't forget, 2 laps older than the guys around us. But again, don't forget, we are on an alternative strategy. We are running a free stop here. And I really feel like that is going to be the way to go. I feel like that is going to be the strategy that wins us this Bahrain Grand Prix. But it means we've got a lot of work to do on the track. We can't just do it all in the pits. We've got to push hard. We can't afford mistakes. Is that Russell and Verstappen battling for 5th again? Yes, it is. And you know what? I hope they continue battling, because when I make my second stop, that gap between Sainz and Verstappen is a gap I'm fancying myself to drop into. Lap 20 of 57 here at Bahrain. It's been an eventful race so far. We've lost Piastri and Leclerc to engine issues. And we're currently leading by 6.5 seconds. We were running in about P5, but we had a virtual safety car come out for Charles Leclerc, and that allowed us to take a cheap pit stop, and as a result, we have got the race lead. Hey Beffy, thank you for joining the stream. It's been fairly eventful so far. Hey Beffy. Oh. That's me referencing some Disney show. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, lap 21. 37 laps left to run. We've got 2 more stops to make. The rest of the pack has got 1. Sorry I didn't join earlier, I was in the shower. That's totally cool. We managed to grab a win in the sprint race, and we're now currently leading the feature, but we're on a different strategy. I've gone for a 3 stop instead of a 2 because the tyre wear here in the main race has been worse than what it's been in the sprint. I was going to try and do a 2 stop. Well, the initial plan was 3, but then I thought I'll switch it to 2. But then the tyre wear was worse in the race than it was in the sprint. And then the virtual safety car was called. So that made my mind up for me, and I decided to go for the 3 stop, pit under the virtual safety car, get a cheap pit stop, get clear of the pack. I've got a clear track, leading the race. We've lost Oscar Piastri, we've lost Charles Leclerc, and there's been a lot of battling. That is the key information about this Grand Prix so far, and we're looking at going to lap 30 before we pit again. I do, however, want to improve my pit rejoin position because P15 is simply not good enough, and the gap I did have between Verstappen and Sainz, which I was really fancying slotting into, is actually coming down. So Verstappen on a charge here, but their tyres are newer than mine. And actually at the moment it appears that the gap to Perez is very even, so it's staying at about 6 seconds, which is good for us because our tyres are older, and this is going to be a difficult stint because it's going to be the stint where the tyres are older and I'm having adventures there. Stint number 3 should be a bit more straightforward because we'll have longer on fresher tyres, and then the final stint will be going on to mediums, and they should be going on to hards from what I'm seeing, but nothing's guaranteed in this sport. Right, that was a long-winded explanation, and I'm actually exhausted by the end of it. Where are we? Lap 22. Perez 6.2 behind. Verstappen's pace is worrying me, though, because he's gone 6 whole tenths faster than me in this 1 lap alone. So the tyres are clearly working not as well for me in this stint as I need them to be. But that's okay. This is going to be quite a tricky stint anyway. And Verstappen is putting himself into this race. And Perez gaining a couple of attempts that lap. I need to find more pace from somewhere. Starting to enter dawn here at Bahrain. Like with the sprint race, it's getting light during the feature race. When it came to session start times for this championship, I set it at random, so that's why we're getting some pretty strange time of day races here. It's why we had a complete day race at Singapore. which to me still felt wrong. I mean, even Bahrain in the daylight to me is starting to look a little weird. So it's a quiet stage of the race at the moment. It's lap 23 of 57. But this is now while I try and work this stint. It's going to be quite a rough stint. They pitted on lap, I want to say lap 17. So lap 17, 18. So they're going to be coming in about 34, 35. So I'm going to have 4 laps to make an advantage with the tyres I've got. But when you get on a fresh set of new softs, don't you notice it? So it's about 7 more laps of just doing what I'm doing for now. And Perez is starting to catch me, and Hamilton is now catching Perez, so them battling could be in my favour here. That pit rejoin position is not. And Verstappen is flying. He is ridiculously fast at this stage. I'm not going to have an answer to him if he does get to me, because he is simply flying. There's a reason he's known as the Flying Dutchman. I have a slightly mad idea with this strategy. I might make this run even shorter, go to something like 28, and then just have some absolute fun, and then pit for mediums when they pit for hards. So I might shorten this stint a little bit. Perez and Hamilton look like they're about to fight for second. That would be good for me. In fact, Perez has lost a little bit of time there. I mean, the more he gets held up, the better it is for me. So, if those guys do start slumming each other up, that is good news for me. Russell and Norris look like they're right up Verstappen's chuff, but it doesn't look like they're doing anything about it. It just looks like they're sitting there and waiting for their opportunity. Doesn't look like anything in particular is happening there at the moment. This is a quiet stage of the race, but it is about to get a lot less quiet, I assure you. In fact, Perez and Hamilton, I think, are surely going to do battle on this straight, because Perez is only 2 tenths ahead of Hamilton. And Hamilton has got past. So this could get interesting now, because Hamilton has looked fairly fast all through the race, but he's lost a few tenths there. I wonder, when he got past Perez, did he have a moment? Because he lost a few tenths in doing so, so I'm not sure what's gone on there. But Hamilton losing a little pocket of time there. Now Hamilton 7.6, so these guys are all racing each other, which is good for me, because the more they do that, the more I'm just going to streak clear. And Verstappen has stopped gaining on me here, so this is good for me as well. And it does mean that I can probably keep the strategy plan that I had of running to 30 and then maybe running to like 41, maybe running to 40 before changing for the mediums and going for the end of the race. It's lap 27, just about approaching halfway through this Bahrain Grand Prix. I would love to come away with this win. It'll be the second Grand Prix win of this season, and a sign that we're really in the fight. But in order to do that, we have to complete all 57 laps. Should be straightforward, right? Don't be so sure. Verstappen has gained again now, so Verstappen, whatever his reason was on that lap, he's now picked up the pace again. But I think he is just being held up by Sainz. Hamilton and Perez are not really making ground on me here, so that as well is a positive. As the sun starts to rise. Still quite overcast here at Bahrain, but not really anything to worry about at the moment as we complete the lap.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
So yeah, there's the sign that we're approaching the window to pit. We're lapping in the 34s at the moment, and the fastest lap is the 32s. Which shows you how much these tyres go off, and when they do, how much it hurts. As Perez did get close to Hamilton there, I did feel like maybe he'd have a go, and I also feel like maybe Verstappen eyeing Sainz now. What's the rejoin position? 13. So we're not doing too badly here. As we head towards the end of this Grand Prix. The halfway point, of this Grand Prix. Getting way ahead of myself. Hamilton is not gaining time on us anymore, and in fact, we've pulled a couple more attempts clear. It's Verstappen though. Verstappen is very much the cork in the bottle here, and if Verstappen gets clear, he is going to be a threat. Another 1 minute 34.4, completing lap 28. Got to turn overtake off then. Perez is going back at Lewis Hamilton, and Verstappen's had a go at Sainz. Perez has moved up to second, as Sainz has moved up to fourth. In fact, Perez, has he got second? Yeah, he has. And Verstappen now getting clear. So it's going to be Verstappen versus Hamilton for third, and then Perez will probably just jump out the way. I can't see him really having the pace. .5 seconds is the gap. 10.3 to Verstappen. And I've done what I can in this stint. But I am going to have to stop soon. But I just have done what I can. And I hope that by the end of the race that's been enough as we head out of the final corner. And this is it. This is the lap we box.
Okay, the pit window's
What's that
open,
thing
so
that
let's
Lewis
box
Hamilton
this lap,
always gets
box this
told?
lap.
It's hammer time. So we need a decent in lap. And Hamilton and Perez look set to do battle into one again. And I think Perez has covered off the threat. And Verstappen is now getting himself involved in this fight for P2. I can't be worrying about that though. I've just got to do my own race here. Have to do my own race. It says pit rejoin P13. I'm hoping that we are going to be just a little bit higher than that. Because it's going to be difficult to make our way through the pack.
Don't forget, box this lap.
Yeah, I wasn't forgetting. I weren't forgetting. So this is it now. Pit stop 2 of 3. And this is where we start getting back in sync. And we should know roundabouts where we are moving forward in this race. Another set of brand new softs about to go on.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go,
A
go.
nice drama-free
Perfect
pit
job on the
stop.
turn
I
in there,
really
mate. Looks
fancy
like a
this
nice
gap
stop
here.
time. We're happy
But I
with
think
that
we're
one.
going to come out behind it. Yeah, we are. And in
Stay
fact,
clear
we're
of
in
white line
traffic.
exit. Receive a penalty for dangerous driving.
Not what I
Off the
needed. I
track.
really could have done with being clear of all these cars. But we've come out right into their path. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because look at the traction we're going to have. This is crazy. Right, I've got to make...
But they've got one more stop to make. Let's
I've
get
got to
past
make
if we
sure
can, but don't overdo it.
I
Never
don't
get soon.
whack into any of these. Oh, I'm having to be so careful, but we got Gasly. Look at Albon up in 8th. Albon's having a strong race. Gonna force my way down the inside of Tsunoda. Yep. That's done.
We're both on a 2-stop strategy, but they still have another stop to make. Get past if you can, but don't overdo
So now
it.
we're
Never
roundabouts
get
in sync, so we're racing for the actual positions we're in now, so this is it. This is the crunch point. We're getting ready to attack Ricardo. I'm quite happy that we got a couple of these, but I really could have done with coming out in front of this whole pack, as we now are on the rear of Alex Albon. This shouldn't be too difficult an overtake. Still set a purple final sector. We're going to go down the inside of Albon, and we're not even going to be tagging Alonso here. So we've got past Albon, up into 8th. Next up is Fernando Alonso for P7. This should be fairly straightforward. No, I've had to back out of that one. Oh, that was way too close. I genuinely thought there that was a race ender. The impact I would have had on Alonso, that would have been a race ender. But now we can have a look down the inside of the double left corner. And this time we are through and ahead of Alonso, albeit using a lot of curb to get that done. But we are ahead. And we're only 5.5 seconds off the leading pack. So now we've got a genuine chance to work our way into this race. But we're going to have to do this the hard way. This is not going to come easy. Car very equal indeed. I've just pitted, mate. I've just pitted and they haven't. That's why I'm so quick. I've just pitted. So now this is the stint where we really need to make it count. We've got those fresh tyres. They're going to be worth at least a second to a second and a half a lap on the guys in front, maybe even more. This is where it's got to count. And there's the leading pack, so we're bringing ourselves back in quite nicely here. Oh shit, it's a bit wide. We'll get away with that though. Just carrying more speed than I could into that corner. But look at this now. We're catching back up with the pack. Using all the road and more. Sending a purple final sector as we do so. I feel like that guy was trying to call me out and suggest that I weren't playing equal or fair. Fact is, I've just pitted. That's why I'm so fast.
Fastest lap of the race. Okay, gap to the car in front. 2.2.
Okay, so we're now round into the top. We're up into the top 6. I want to keep clear of that gap to Alonso. That's where I want to fit in. We're going to have some work to do towards the end of this one, but I feel like we can do it. As we're very much in daylight now here in Bahrain. And look how much I'm catching the pack. The traction I've got is just insane. And the leader is not even that far from me. Do we even get a chance of Lando Norris? I don't think a go there would work. Oh, I tell you what, I'm fancying the outside here. No, not really. You can tell his tyres are done. Lando going to the outside to cover. This just means I can do this. Jump late on the brakes, go around the outside. Now, does anyone pit? Who's that in the pits? I think that's Perez and Russell. It is. So Verstappen is now attacking Hamilton for the lead of this Grand Prix, but they haven't pitted yet. And there are cars that are beginning to make their final pit stops. This is the advantage of fresh tyres that we've got. And Kobayashi's in the pits! Oh my god, I thought I was going straight into Sainz there. Oh my god, heartbeat, my heartbeat. I'm sorry to anyone who's watching with heart problems, because mine just certainly kicked off there. I thought that was it. I was going straight into Sainz and that was going to be race over on lap 35. Luckily, we're still in the race. I'm not quite sure how. We've caught these guys so quick. Just through having fresher tyres. Mad. And my pit rejoin is already higher than what it was beforehand. Right, so Hamilton and Verstappen will be making their stops now, which they do, and we're going to resume the lead. 1:32.7. So this is where they're going to pit for hards. And I wonder, will we be quicker than those on hards? And I think Verstappen has jumped Hamilton in the pits. So it looks like Max is a shoo-in to take second here. In fact, Max is up to second, so he's going to start pulling clear of everyone now. So Verstappen, it looks like it's going to be a straight fight between me and Max to the end. I'm just watching that gap, 22.6, 22.7. So the pendulum has kind of swung to our advantage now, as they're having to take hard tyres. We're on softs. And this has just worked out. This strategy has really worked out for me here. As Verstappen is now 23.2 behind me. Pit rejoin says 4. So I'm going to make this work to about 40. Then we're going to make our final stop. So this is going to be a very short stint on this tyre.
The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres.
Yeah, I know the car behind is running hard tyres. I can see that he's running hard tyres. Leave me to it, Mark. Leave me to it. I think his name's Mark anyway. Anyone know what his name is? Let me know in the chat. We used to have one called Jeff, but they stopped running him in F122, which I was really gutted about. I loved Jeff. I loved the ability to hit the radio button and go, "Shut up, Jeff." Such a satisfying thing to do. I think every F1 gamer ever would hit that "shut up, Jeff" button, just because it was satisfying. Well, we're pulling clear of everyone who isn't Verstappen, and we are still pulling away from Verstappen, but we're pulling clear of everyone else quicker. So I think it is going to be between me and Max to the end here. And Daniel Ricciardo is out. Oh, is that going to prompt a safety car? I have to. Because if a safety car came out then, that would have been my race fudged. So that's kind of called my strategy early. Oh, I forgot to press the button in time. And that's quite a slow stop, but we're away now.
Your late turn-in meant we had a slower than planned pit stop, I'm afraid.
Where are we in relation to Max? We're still ahead. We're still ahead. We're on medium tyres, and that is it now. Our pit stops are complete, but I did have to make an early stop so that we did not end up falling victim to that safety car, if there was one for Ricciardo exiting from the race. So 1.2 seconds is the gap now, and we are leading this Bahrain Grand Prix. There is where Ricciardo has been pulled off. I tell you what, these tyres don't feel quite as good as the softs.
Okay, clear.
But now this is a straight run to the end of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Max Verstappen 1.3 behind us, and I think we should be good now to the end of the race. I do want to start pulling away, because I do feel like these tyres won't feel quite so nice by the time it gets to the end of the race. So I want to start pulling the gap to Verstappen just to ensure that we have it. So the free stopper has worked a bloody treat here, but now we need to make this work to the end. And again, our tyres are about 3 or 4 laps newer than anyone behind us, so that's why we're going to have an advantage for a while. But because they're the mediums, that advantage might not be guaranteed, as Perez and Hamilton are now having a fight for third. However, it's now time to just do what we need to do to the end of the race. We've got 19 laps to go, so we got the sprint distance left to do of this Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been a race of many parts, hasn't it? But I feel like it is going to be a quiet end to this one, as we now navigate the final 19 laps of this race. Verstappen is dropping back, but when these tyres start to fall off, I wonder, will we have the hards get resurgent? I'm not sure. I think we've stopped late enough that it won't really affect us. But we've still got 18 laps to do. That'll take about half an hour. So let's, I'm going to have some, while we've got this moment now, and while it is quiet, I am going to discuss some things in the world of F1 with you. Matt and Tommy, obviously, who do P1, they released their Who Finishes Ahead of Who Teammate Battle edition. And you know what? I'm going to take some inspiration from them right now, and I'm going to give my opinion on the teammate battle, who finishes ahead, and why I think they will finish ahead. So we're going to start off obviously with Sauber. Now again, with Audi coming in next year, it's going to be a year where both drivers need to perform, because Audi are going to be looking for drivers that can perform, because as a team coming in with the budget of Audi, obviously they're going to want results pretty much imminently. So with that, they're going to want drivers that can perform. But first things first, who finishes ahead in that battle? Quite simply, I think Hülkenberg. But I don't think it'll be as much as people think. Like, I think Bortoleto will sort of be there or thereabouts, but ultimately I think inexperience will let him down, and that's where Hülkenberg will come in. He's no slouch. He's put the hat in positions it shouldn't be in this season, so I think that's why Hülkenberg will win out that battle. I think experience wins out in that one. Moving on to Williams, and I think Carlos Sainz will win that battle. Sainz is a proven race winner, and while he was at Ferrari, no matter what people say, he did keep Leclerc honest, and Leclerc had to push to be ahead of him. Though Leclerc, I do believe, is faster than Sainz, and I do believe Leclerc is an all-round better driver. Take nothing away from Sainz, he is a proven race winner, and I think he is on a very good level, and I think he is on a higher level than Albon. And one of my bold predictions for this season is that Sainz is going to put that Williams on the podium. I know that's bold, I know that's crazy, but I just feel like Sainz is going to have something of a resurgence within himself this season. It's going to be personal, because he'll feel he was done dirty by Ferrari. Okay, they moved him over for a 7-time world champion on paper, but should be 8-time world champion, but we're not going into that in this video. But Sainz, like I said, he is a race winner. Albon, though he has done really well for Williams, I don't know, I feel like Sainz is just going to come in and crush him. I feel like Sainz is just a driver that's on a higher level, and I believe he is going to have a good season with Williams. Who's up next then? I think we'll do VCarb, and for me it's a no-brainer. Tsunoda, I think, is going to win outright in that battle, though I don't think Hadjar will be that far behind, because Hadjar has shown in F2 that he is very, very fast, as he showed in F3, and he has good racecraft, but the problem is that things get to his head way too easily, and he ends up losing his cool way too easily. So I feel like that'll be the only thing that lets Hadjar down. Tsunoda, I think, has a tendency for inconsistency, but I think ultimately, again, it's a case of experience wins out, and I feel like Tsunoda has the experience to pull this off. So my vote is with Tsunoda on that one. Next up, we'll do Haas, Ocon and Ollie Behrman. Behrman is a rookie, but Ollie has done some very impressive things in the F1 races he's done. Let's remove the F2 season he had from the equation last year, because he had a shocker. He nearly won the F3 championship on debut, and in his debut F2 season, he picked up 4 race wins. So, whatever your thoughts of him are, he's clearly got speed, he's clearly got racecraft, but I think Ocon will just edge it. But I think, of all the teams I've suggested so far, this will be a very close battle. I think Ocon will edge it. There'll be times where Ocon's edged it, but there'll also be times where Behrman edges it. But over the course of the whole season, I'm not going to lie, you'd be silly to bet against Ocon, really, wouldn't you? I'm not sure these tyres are feeling quite as good as what they did when I stuck them on, by the way. I've noticed the gap to Verstappen very stagnant at the moment, so just have to keep an eye on that one for you. Who's next? Alpine. Well, that one's a no-brainer. Gasly. Gasly 100% will win out in that battle. Doohan won't even be in the team by the Monaco Grand Prix. Guarantee you. Guarantee you by the time Monaco comes round, Franco Colapinto will be in that car. It's no secret that Briatore wanted him in the car, and that it has placed Doohan's seat under threat. And it's very clear that Doohan's time at Alpine, his days are already numbered. So when you're going into it with your days already numbered, you're kind of damned from the off, really. And I feel sorry for Jack Doohan, but the reality is that his career is over before it's already begun, in my opinion. So I feel like, yeah, Gasly's going to win out in that battle, even when they bring Colapinto in. Notice how I don't say if, I say when. Because I'm that confident. But even when Colapinto's in the car, I still think Gasly will win out, because Gasly is a very solid driver, and I feel like he's been one of the most underrated on the grid. I mean, come on, the guy's a race winner in an AlphaTauri, for God's sake. What more do you want? Look at Lando Norris battling for 5th, trying to fight his way up. Okay, moving on from Alpine then. Heading into the top 5 now. Let's go for Aston Martin. And the winner of that battle is blatantly going to be Lance Stroll. 100%. No, don't laugh. Don't laugh. You're a fake Drive to Survive fan if you don't say Lance Stroll. Because it has to be. Stroll is just the undeniable GOAT, isn't he? There's just no questioning it's going to be Lance. As you can tell, I'm being extremely sarcastic. It's Fernando Alonso. Come on. Come on. There's just no way it wouldn't be Alonso in that situation. Right, let's go on to Mercedes. Russell and Antonelli. Ooh, see, I have an unpopular opinion about Antonelli. I think he's another driver that I think is going to be dropped by the end of the season in favour of Bottas. Now my question is, if they have that much faith in Antonelli, why have they brought in Bottas as their reserve driver, who is a proven race winner? And I do feel like Bottas, he should be on the grid. He deserves to be on the grid. And I feel has been treated unfairly by Sauber. Yes, okay, you could argue Zhou had 4 points, Bottas did not have points, but how can I put this? Bottas was the better driver throughout the whole course of the season. Zhou was fucking anonymous. Right up, pardon my language, sorry. Zhou was completely anonymous up until the last few races, so... But I digress on that one. Why bring in a driver of Bottas's calibre as reserve if you're confident enough in your rookie? That's all I'm saying. But who wins out in that battle? Simply George Russell. And Russell has got a big responsibility this season as team leader. Over to Red Bull then, and that's the final of the drivers who I think will be dropped by mid-season. Liam Lawson. Not because I think Lawson's a bad driver, I think he's a quality driver. He's clearly shown this. He nearly won the DTM Championship when he partook in that in his rookie season. And I feel like he was robbed of that championship. I feel like that was the championship that Liam Lawson deserved to win, but he didn't get to because of the circumstances that arose in that. But I think he will be dropped by Red Bull mid-season. In terms of who wins out in that battle, though, come on, it's going to be Max Verstappen. Again, come on, common sense. This is the difficult one now. Ferrari. Now, I have to say the driver that I'm going to say, because he is the driver that I predict to win the championship. And yes, maybe a touch of bias is creeping into that, but let's go with it. Who finishes ahead in that battle? Very, very, very close. Potentially the closest battle on the whole grid, but Leclerc. And again, simply put, I think Leclerc is going to be champion this season. I think this is his year. And I also do think this is a bit of a... Ooh, careful, Joe. Actually, I'm going to pause to take a drink momentarily. Alright, apologies for that, but yeah. I stand by my prediction of Charles Leclerc winning the championship. Yes, I want that because he is my driver, but also I feel like through the course of the last season, Leclerc showed so much improvement and he showed a lot more consistency than he has done throughout his career. And I believe now he has become the most complete version of himself and is ready to take on a championship fight. Lewis, I think, will need a few races to get up to speed in the Ferrari, but when he does, oh, you watch him. You watch him. A lot of people have been writing Lewis off. Do not write the guy off. There's a reason he's a 7-time champion. And I think he's still going to show some of the magic that he has. He may be getting on a bit, but I still think there's some Lewis Hamilton magic left to unfold. But in that particular battle, I think Leclerc will win out because, like I said, I think Leclerc will become champion this season. Hopefully Ferrari, if Ferrari can give him the car he deserves, I think this is going to be Leclerc's year. Over to McLaren now, constructors winners from last year, and it's good to see McLaren back up the front again, isn't it? It just gives you that feeling of old school nostalgia to see McLaren winning, back at winning ways again. Who finishes ahead in that battle? Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? This one's not going to win me many British friends, but I'm going to say Oscar Piastri. I think that while he can be a bit of a hothead and make mistakes as a result of being a bit of a hothead, I think he's been very, very close to Lando Norris's performances, and a lot of times during the course of the season, I feel like Piastri. There's been races where Piastri has been the better driver, make no question of it. And I feel like in his third season now, he is going to want to show everything he can do. He's been getting up to speed in the first two seasons, and I feel like this is the season Piastri is truly going to deliver. And again, I think it's going to be very close because Lando Norris, I think Lando Norris is a very underrated and very overhated driver. I don't feel like Lando Norris deserves any of the shit that he takes online. But I just feel like Piastri's going to edge it this year. So there's some of my predictions. What are yours, guys? Do let me know in the chat, in the comments. If you agree, then let me know. If you don't, send me abuse. It's all good. Tell me how I have no will knowledge. It's all good. Everybody does anyway. Right, well, we've discussed all that. That's actually brought us to lap 48, so we've only got 9 laps to go left in this race. We are still just about pulling away from Verstappen, but the pace is very even at the front, and these tyres are starting to feel, I don't know, I'm not liking the feel of them quite as much as we head into the last 8 laps of the race. But at this stage now, I feel like it is just the closing stages, the quieting down of the race, and I'm just trying to bring it home. The sun is coming up now, you can see it dead ahead. That'd be blinding the IRL. And Verstappen actually gaining a couple of attempts in that sector. And Sainz and Norris. Carl Lando having a big fight over P5. But myself and Verstappen at the moment, we're just in another league because Hamilton is 15 seconds behind us now. So we're just in our own league out front, you know, but I'm not really pushing as hard as I can. I've just been in a rhythm for the last 10 or so laps just to make sure that I am bringing it home. This would be win number 2 of the season, and if we can keep up a win rate of 2 every 6 races, that would be a win rate of, that'd be 6 wins by the end of the season. So that'd be good, wouldn't it? 6 wins. We're very much heading into daylight now in Bahrain. And Verstappen stays 4.7 seconds behind, but Lewis was still dropping. So again, it's like I said, we're just in another league now. I feel like Max is trying to make a push, but everything he does, we've got covered. Now, unless the tyres fall off majorly in the last few laps, I can't see why we wouldn't have this covered. The only thing that could shake things up is a late safety car. But if we get a late safety car, you'd best be sure I'm pitting and getting some soft tyres. Do we have any fresh ones left? No, we don't. No, we don't. So we'd be getting some fresh medium tyres. So I don't know what the life is like on those softs. But it wouldn't be very good, I assume. So I think we just have to stick with the mediums. 4.3 is the gap to Verstappen. He is making a bit of a push now. The question is he going to have enough time to catch us? As long as we keep running our pace, we should be fine. But he's a few tenths quicker this lap. Oh, we've gone deep there as well. 7 laps to go. And Verstappen only 4 behind and catching. So this race is definitely not over yet. Max is catching us. Pressure is still on here. And any mistake now would lose us the race. So we've just got to keep it together. Keep the car on the track. Keep it pointing the right way and hope that we can do enough in the next several laps. It has been quite quiet for a while now, but I think it is starting to ramp up just a little bit now as Verstappen starts making his charge. Now he's only gaining a couple of tenths a lap, but if these tyres fall off a bit more, and they are starting to fall off, then it's not going to be a very easy one for me to hold. And Verstappen is on tyres that will feel better. And he's just about to make the gap under 4 seconds. So only gaining a couple of tenths that lap, but he's still gaining. He's still gaining, and that gain is only going to get higher. 4.1 now is the gap. We've done a 33.4, I think that was. The sun very much rising now. And we're heading into the first hours of daylight here at Bahrain. We've only got 6 laps to go, but Verstappen is catching, and that's quite a major error there. We can't be doing that again. Norris and Sainz still battling over 5th, and Verstappen has gained 6 tenths in the first sector alone. This battle to the end of the race could be on. Oh, my leg is shaking. My leg is shaking. We cannot let this one go here. Not now. We've done all this work to be where we are. It can't end like this. We've pulled out a couple of attempts again in the middle sector, but Verstappen is just... he's a metronome. He won't make a mistake. He won't get it wrong. And when Max Verstappen's coming at you, you know all about it. 5 laps left. The gap now 3.5 seconds. And we've got the charging bull coming at us.
37.6 seconds.
37 seconds to the teammate, so solid race there. I do wonder actually, where is Kobayashi in the order?
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 37.5 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're in 13th place.
13. Useless. Oh, the car is again not biting into turn 4. I had that issue when the tyres were wearing in the sprint, and Verstappen is just bringing the gap down. If he keeps bringing it down by half a second, he will be in the DRS zone on the last lap. He will be able to have an attack on the last lap. I need to be ready, because I think Verstappen has still got a move or two up his sleeves there. We just need to make sure that he doesn't get that half a second a lap that he needs. I'm going to avoid that curb like the plague as well. We hit that curb. That's what I call the Bahrain spinner. You touch that curb, and your car is going round. Another half a second for Max. If he's there at the end of lap 56, actually thinking about it, he'll be a second and a half behind. So he needs to find more. We should be safe here, but the gap is still coming down. The pressure is still on. One more mistake will finish it for us. So we have to just keep going and doing what we're doing. Keep the pace consistent. Don't let ourselves fall off at all. These tyres are starting to fall off. And I tell you what, my ability to see the apex of that corner isn't quite as what I want it to be with that low sun. I feel like we've been a bit neater on this lap. Norris and Sainz are still debating 5th place. Oh my god, they've been doing that the last few laps now. And Max hasn't really gained much this lap, but he's still there. Still there is the Red Bull. 2.8 is the gap. And I'm using what I can of overtake just to clear him on the straights. Because in the corners we're not going to have that much momentum. It's been quite even this lap. Just touching the curb there, I don't really want to be doing that. .8 then, so he only gained 2 tenths this lap. I feel like we're going to just about do enough. Three laps to go. Verstappen chasing me down. Oh, how is this going to end? We're going to have a bit of a conservative lap here because our overtake is quite low. And and I want to be able to defend if I need to. That low sun is doing me no favours at all there into 4. What else is doing me no favours is that I'm starting to get a little bit of hand cramp because of these longer corners. I do use controller, but my hand is starting to cramp a little bit, and the long corners just don't help. That one in particular. That one in particular is giving me cramp. So we've only got 3 laps to go. And every time I get to a straight, I just open my hand up to try and ease off the cramp. Oh, I clicked then. That's not good. Right, Verstappen gained 4/10 that lap, 2.4 seconds. He has to gain on this lap 1.4 seconds. If he doesn't, then he won't have a chance with the DRS. 2 laps to go here. 2.4 is the gap. Verstappen is closing, but I don't think it's going to be quickly enough. As long as we don't make a mistake anyway, it will not be enough. The penultimate lap here in Bahrain. Got the first of the long corners here. Right, my hand's fine there. Signs of Norris are still contending 5th. I bet, you know what, if I was watching this race, I'd love to see that battle. Ow! A little bit wide there. That is the extent of the effect the cramp is having on me. Every time we get to a straight now, I'm having to open up my hand just to ease it. I've only got one more time round here. I'm actually going to pause for a drink. Right, here we go, final lap. I also managed to ease off some of the symptoms, the pain in my hand, so that's good. Right, here we are, final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Verstappen is closing, it's 1.8 seconds, but I have saved up some overtake, and we can use that here, and the gap's still 1.8, so Verstappen not ahead, but not catching me by enough. I think he'd need 2 more laps. It's not going to happen for him here. He's 1.6 now. He's going all out on this last lap. 1.4 is the gap. Max is flying now. 4/10, half a second in the first sector. Verstappen is really going for it here. And oh God, these tyres do not feel good anymore. 1.4 seconds, so we've gained a 10th there somewhere. Oh, this is the corner that's really hurting my hand. Okay, we're done. We're through. No dramas there. And some overtake to play with. Verstappen 1.3. I think we're going to be okay here, as long as we don't make any silly errors right at the end here. I'm avoiding that curb. We are not touching that one either. And we're just going to head into the apex now, and we're going to head towards the last corner. Our 3-stop strategy working a treat. Look at Max Verstappen now. He is within DRS. He would have been if he had one more lap. But Verstappen, he does not do enough today. And we win the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yes, guys, yes.
Come on.
Fantastic drive, that's just fantastic, amazing, you deserved that race win, well done mate.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here at Sakir. And rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course, Crofty. And it marks the fact that it's not a fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see going forwards?
The faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
Well, that was a race I didn't expect.
Thanks to everyone who joined us.
I mean, I knew we were looking good from practice, but I didn't think the free stop would pay off as much as it did. It was a gamble, but it was ultimately the right call. Towards the end, we were losing that medium tyre, and I was worried for that. Verstappen was catching fast. But, yeah, it was the perfect race. Executed well. Moved our way forwards when we needed to. Maximised the freshest tyres when we needed to. Set the lap times when it counted. And just managed the tyres well in that last stint. I wasn't really pushing for it in the last stint. I was just trying to bring it home. And that's what we did. So there is the result of this Bahrain Grand Prix. We win. Verstappen gets second. Hamilton doing a great job there to get P3. Perez gets fourth. Norris eventually beats Sainz. That battle was going on all race. That was crazy. Gasly moves up to 7th ahead of Alonso. And then Albon and Tsunoda are the final point scorers. So that means to say things are looking very much more positive in the championship now. Norris has lost a bit of ground here, but the one that's gained ground is us. With a maximum points take from this race. I could not have done that any better, I don't think. That was the perfect execution of both races. And we're now 31 points off the championship lead now. In my mind, game on. We're back in the hunt. We didn't look like we were really going to be in the hunt in the first few races. But like I said, game on. Leclerc stays ahead of Sainz in the standings then. Piastri drops him down to 6th. Perez is 7th. Russell and Hamilton 8th and 9th. Alonso 10th. Then we got Magnussen, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Gasly, Kobayashi, Ocon, Albon, Hulkenberg, and Stroll is the last point scorer. Still yet to score a Bottas, Zhou, and quite predictably Logan Sargent. In the Constructors, Red Bull lead by 1 point, and I think losing Piastri from that race really cost McLaren. They are now back behind Red Bull, but again, there's only 1 point in it. Ferrari are 42 points behind. We're 86 points behind. But I think that's very much helped by the fact that one of us is scoring points. Pull your weight, Kamui. Mercedes 5th, Aston Martin and V-Carb tied with 6th. Haas and Alpine 8th and 9th. Williams 10th and Sauber are yet to score. So that is a wrap from this stream tonight. And that is a wrap from Bahrain. The next race in Equal Car Championship you can see next Wednesday, and that will be from Montreal. So get ready for that one. Montreal usually throws up something quite magical. But anyway, thank you for watching this live stream. Don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all soon.